This is a 2026 Ram 2500 Limited Night Edition. And some of you guys already know who bought this truck. I borrowed it from Larry H. Miller, Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram here in Sandy, Utah. This truck is sold to someone that is well deserving. Worked really hard to get here. Really proud of them. And yeah, let's go ahead and check out the window sticker so you guys can see some of the options. I mean, this truck has basically every option checked off. At the very top is the description with the base price at $90,320. And then here's a short listing of the standard features. Be sure to pause to see more. Now, starting off the options is that cold weather group for $145, fifth wheel prep, night edition, tow tech plus, limited level 1, power sunroof, air suspension. Destination is $2,095 with a total price of $102,980. For 2026, this truck shows a $985 price increase on the builder compared to 2025. However, you guys saw on the window sticker, the destination is $2,095. Later this year into 2026, that's going to go up to $2,595. So just keep that in mind when you're doing your research. I love ceramic gray. This is definitely the color I would get. So as you guys heard earlier, this is Josh's truck at Truck Stuff. So he did purchase a truck for you guys because he said, you know what, people keep asking me about bulletproofing these 25 pluses. I'll just buy one and see if there's any failures. So he's kind of biting a bullet here for you guys. So be sure to subscribe to his channel, support his content. And cold-blooded truck here, guys. I've said it in the past, Ram Limited Night Editions, cold-blooded. It's a beautiful truck. Love the Sport Performance hood. You have these heat extractors right here. I would have thought that Ram would have incorporated this hood scoop for the next generation Cummins, but that didn't happen. It's okay though. Front camera, that is an option. Radar cruise control. You have the black recovery hooks. And down below here, you guys can see, this does have the engine block heater. Love the parking sensors. They're on that plastic trim piece so they don't take away from the front bumper. LED fog lights. You have a little bit of gloss on that grille too. And then here's a quick peek at the suspension. And then there's that liner. And these are an upgraded tire. I wonder why. I wonder why Josh did that. If you're thinking about buying a Ram truck and you plan on towing pretty heavy, you're gonna run through those Firestone tires. Now, I'm not sure about the AT2s, maybe they're better, but these are the Litho Terra Grappler G3s. And Josh basically went with the same tire size here. He said, I don't really need any more tire. I just want the same thing, just a little bit better. LT 2560, 20, so 33.5 inches tall, 11.2 inches wide. They're 3-peak rated, 3,640 pounds of capacity at 80 PSI. I like these wheels. They kind of mirror what Ford had back in like the 2020 to 2022 model year. Fender flares. That's the only way I'm buying a Ram truck. I almost fell just now, guys. I'm glad I looked back. See the curve? I almost fell on that. But yeah, when you get Night Edition, you lose all the chrome. Your mirror caps have the black, although I wish it was a black gloss paint or matching this, just saying. There is no gloss, by the way, in this paint. But yeah, you have all these different lights on the mirrors. All your badging is blacked out. Power to pull running boards. I like how thin they are. Even this button here is black. $31-gallon fuel tank, and then a 7.5-gallon DEF. You guys can see that frame. So if you want the best riding truck in the 3/4 ton segment, look no further than this, because this truck has air suspension. And if you can get the Bilsteins, which are available on like the Rebel package, it makes it even better. Love the back end, full LED taillights and license plate lights. They also give you your 12-way plug here, 7-pin, And he has the camera for tow mode for the rearview mirror. Parking sensors, again, you see where they put these at? Not on the metal part of the bumper, right down here. Class 5 hitch, 2.5-inch opening. 342 rear with the anti-spin. And hopefully you guys can see the airbags right there. I'll zoom in a little bit. You see right there? We'll do some drive videos with Josh in the future. I don't want to drive his truck today, so. And right here, camera with the light. So that's going to be assisted. And when you push this down, you have the spray and bed liner, 5th wheel prep package, 400 watts of power. You have a 7 and 12 way bed lights with the button here, and then you have the tie downs to go along with the other ones too. There's gonna be 2 cameras up here, one for bed view, one for the rear view mirror. Power sliding glass with defrost. The only negative thing about a MegaCab is it takes longer to clean these trucks. And then here's a side view. So the ceramic gray does get a little bit darker on this side. There is that inline 6 Cummins, 6.7 liter displacement. Has a lot of updates for the 25 plus trucks. So for 2026, you guys see where they put the oil filter, and some of the updates that they did were to the EGR for that 25 plus Cummins. They also revised this sensor here. On this side, you guys will see your performance intake manifold. Also, no more grid heater, so you have glow plugs now. You have 2 fuel filters under the hood, larger intake and exhaust valves, 10W30 oil, 5W40 for those really cold climates. So what do you guys think? Is this the best diesel option on the market today? We'll have to wait and see. They are still using the cam and lifter. I wish they would have gone back to flat tap it, maybe, just maybe, when they do a complete redesign. I doubt it, but maybe they will go back to a flat tap it. It's gonna be a little bit louder, but it'll be worth it for reliability. So let's just see. 430 horsepower. So you did get an increase, probably because of the larger intake and exhaust valves and that removal of the grid heater. And then 1,075 pound-feet of torque. I think Ram played it a little bit safe for 2025, 2026 trucks, simply because they're probably working on something for the next generation of Cummins. And I would venture to say this will be a reliable time for this engine. We just have to hope and pray that the Atlantic architecture holds up. When Ram brought out this interior back in 2019, they were miles ahead of the competition. And it showed because they had a huge increase in their sales. Now, one thing I will say is for 2025, 2026, they did do some revisions. And I would venture to say that most people are gonna like the updates. I love this stitch design. They still have the nice speaker grills, 17 speaker Harman Kardon. And you can pretty much control your convex, and obviously now you can extend out the mirrors by power. In the past you had to flip them up manually. You can power fold them. And you guys see that both mirrors are heated and powered. They're the only truck that does that. Seat memories. And then 10-way seat. Look how wide that bottom seat cushion is. Decent bolstering on the top. You see more of that stitch pattern, but they do cheapen out a little bit and give you the cloth inserts on the seats. But again, everyone's trying to find ways to cut costs. This is real leather. You guys see some more of that wood here. Leather wrap steering wheel, leather wrap for your grab handle, black liner for the roof. Let's go ahead and check out the passenger side. Ten-way seat for the passenger. By the way, you do have tilt headrests. And passenger screen. Premium materials for the dash. More leather wrapping on the side there. You guys see that center console. And then out back, this is the best cab in the industry. This is the only truck that allows you to recline these seats. And if you don't know, you can do a solid floor surface back here. You have storage behind the seat here. I mean, it just goes on and on and on. Look at that. No other truck has this. And I use all of that storage there. I also use all the storage underneath too, because we used to live full time in our RV and it came in handy. Seat back pockets. Now on the Limited Longhorn, they put a fabric material here, but they don't do that for the Limited. Outboard heated seats, 4 USBs, 115-volt power plug. Also have air vents, more wood trimming and cup holders. And right here, armrest. Now when you drop the seat down, right, you guys see how when I put it back up, it remembers where the seat was. Not many SUVs and trucks do that. Let's go ahead and jump back over to the passenger seat. So I have a 12-inch screen, 14.5-inch screen, and when you are in drive, you see that? It puts on the screen the camera views. Now if you want to turn on the passenger screen, you have a button right here. Also, the buttons on the side. This menu down below is customizable. My favorite thing about this truck, I like going to the off-road pages. Because I live so high above sea level, I always like to see like the altitude, and they give you all the gauges here. Now for your trailering, you still have gauges. They have 3 pages here. Your cameras are going to be inside of here too. Here's that 360. And then I keep this menu down below here, which I like. Bed view, auxiliary, so those 12-way plugs that I showed you would be for this. And what else? You have these different screens you can edit. You can put whatever you want that they list here. So maybe you do want your pitch and roll if you're going off-road, and maybe you want to see your seat and wheel temperatures, right? Because if you're not on the climate screen, this is where you would turn on all those things. But if you're on your media screen and you don't want to have to go down there, you can just select here and then you can adjust it. So just below the screen, you guys see they do integrate on the screen your gain, trailer brake, and then this is for your trailer. If you're backing up a trailer, it's like a backup assistance. You have 6 USBs and an HDMI, dual chargers, 115-volt power plug down there. They do add covers for Limited and Longhorn trim levels. You guys see the key. They also give you a nice specialty key for these trim levels too. Okay. And they have the best center console in the business. Deep storage, this does slide. And last thing I'll show you guys, this is my favorite menu. So let's just use these arrows here. Now if you push this button, this is like a quick pop-up menu, so if you need to get to something specific, they have it here. And you can go up and down with this too. And this is your fuel economy, some of your gauges. Engine idle hours. Above you have your home link. You have that 4K camera for this, and as I said, this does have the tow mode as well. And you can adjust this. By the way, I didn't show it to you, but you see the cameras on the mirrors? Those cameras are for the tow mode for this, okay? Up here, place for your sunshades, your power sliding rear glass, and your sunroof here can be adjusted. And that's pretty much it. Let's go and check out the payload for this truck. Gross axle weight rating is going to be 6,000 pounds. The rear is 6,040. Gross vehicle weight rating is going to be 11,040 pounds. The wheels are going to be 20 by 8 wide. And then all in payload is 2,669 pounds. You guys see the tire pressure? This is why you would buy a 3/4 ton truck. If you don't need 3,500 pounds of payload, you can run these tires at 65 PSI and get the best ride with the air suspension on this truck. I hope you guys liked the video. Again, be sure to check out Truck Stuff. As I said, this is his truck. He purchased it here, and I think that he did a great job. See you guys soon.